A Squeeze. It's not that anymore.
At all, bro. I hate that name. I hate that name. I feel like that name just haunts me, bro.
Why?
I was watching Gasworks the other day, and with A Online, and they were like obviously showing. A Online is the only person that called me Arnold, and that's the one that out of the three, and that's the one that I haven't met before. And Arhan and Poet know my name's Arnold and continue to just use the word squeezy.
Though.
Yeah, but do you know why that is? Is because...
But thank you for that though, guys, like Arhan and Poet.
Yeah.
Big
A Squeezy is like that character or that person or that time of your life.
Yeah.
Was a big part of our culture. So in a way, it's like, although that's your name and that, Arnold's your name and that.
Yeah. Like
sometimes people will still. It's almost like Bow Wow. I know Bow Wow probably hates being called Little Bow Wow. Yeah. But you just know him as Little Bow Wow. And I know it's a bit different because it's little.
He was going with Bow Wow
or Shade Moss,
but he was going with Bow Wow longer than I've been going on with A Squeezy. He ran with that name even till now. It's like The Rock.
It's Chipmunk and Chip.
Yeah. That kind of vibe. Yeah. It's like, I think for me, my problem was this, right? I'll break it down. You see, when I done A Squeezy, we got Rashid, Link Up TV. Me and him kind of started at the same time because I was our video director as well. So obviously we started at the same time. Then I started doing A Squeezy, and Rashid must have said, I think I was like 17, 16, and we done the it was the Jazzy show. I done the Jazzy show Christmas special. Then the next day I went Boxing Day shopping. So I'm in Westfield, and people are like clocking me, but it's like, this is what I've always wanted. I've always wanted to get clocked. So people are clocking my face, but because I had the glasses, the hat, the bandana, they're like, is it? But they're not too sure.
Yeah.
But before that, because I was a video director, I'm rolling around with all these industry heads that I'm seeing get clocked, and I'm like, I want to feel that look. Because I was like remember now it's everyone gets clocked. You know what I mean? Like Callum's got fans. You just, you know what I mean? It's like that came out so wrong. Wow.
The man just ruled them out.
No, not in that sense. I meant in the sense that because you're not like doing like what Chuckie and that. You're like more behind this. Oh, that came out so wrong. I had to stop my tracks. Man said they're like, even if you can get fans, anyone can. No, it wasn't like that. It was more like in the sense that it's so much easier now because it's accessible, fame, whatever. So back then it was a bit kind of harder. So when it was happening, I was thinking, this is sick. So Rashid said to me, yo, keep the character, like the look in it. Don't take it out the look so that you can separate Arnold and A Squeezy. And I was like, what do you know, bro? Like, you're a hater, bro. I'm not going to separate. I'm going to keep things. So I've started losing. So first I lost the bandana. No, I lost the glasses. So I was like, at least they can see my face. Then I lost the bandana. Then you start getting free clothes. So then I start wearing what I would wear outside of the cameras. Yeah. And it went from A Squeezy being this character to A Squeezy literally just being myself. So that's where it kind of confused the two. I should have, because my character was kind of like how RS and Big Shaq and whatever would be considered today. A Squeezy is a character. So the reason why it annoys me, because A Squeezy is actually a character that I created. The only reason why people associate A Squeezy and Arnold is because I didn't allow the separation to last long enough for people to be able to differentiate both of them. I kind of started becoming Arnold while still doing A Squeezy. I was even watching some sketches back in the days that I done with like Poet and all that, and it was obviously A Squeezy on the tab, but I'm wearing an Armani jacket. I've got on I'm putting all my sponsor bits on, like I'm just looking like Arnold. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't see the difference. So now I'm watching it from an outside perspective. I'm like, I get why. People probably thought that's just his tag name. They didn't think that was a character. Yeah. Okay. You get it, but A Squeezy isn't a character. When I was doing it, I was saying roadman thing. I shot lemon and cheese and chocolate. Who shots chocolate, bro, on the roads? You get it? I don't know, maybe now, but
my cousin used to shot chocolate still.
School.
That kid made $1 million though. There's a kid that made like $1 million
from shotting.
He's got branches in different schools. Got businesses.
He's got branches in different schools.
Yeah, for these businesses started it in different schools. I think they're trying to shut him down in the school. You're not allowed to sell in schools because it stops.
Okay.
But he's made millions.
How's he got branches?
Because it's like he started shotting. It started making more money than he. Business booms so much. He needs other. It was on the news and everything.
It's like how the drug game works.
Literally. Yeah. Literally. All it takes is someone, a drug dealer, to just catch him and say, "Yo,
canteen
you work for
must
me
have
now."
been
exactly.
The canteen must be
tax.
That's what man need to do. You just find a roadman and you say, "You work for me now." Like from now on, I'm gonna stop.
Do you know what?
But you can't do that now because them man will just. There's so many tunes about running off on the plug. You can't. At least if my man runs off, you lose 8-0 because you just stole bare Cadbury's. But like if you try and do that road game.
But if he made $1 million, there must be a good business in it because this shit made millions.
How much chocolate's that,
fam?
Like chocolate, sweets, sherbets, drinks.
I don't want to divert the conversation, but just off that. Some roadman make me sick.
Bruv, all.
You know that?
Not all.
I'm out here fucking billing up my line, and a man just comes and taps me on my chest and says, "You're gonna work for me now."
It's mad, you know. So, roadmen are wild.
What do you mean? I'm just gonna work for you now?
Honestly, that old school, that was the best case scenario.
It's the easiest.
Worst case scenario is, yo, for 4 days, doesn't matter what your mum says, you're going cunch.
Literally.
Doesn't matter what your
for
mum
edge
says.
No.
Literally. You're on the train with your brethren or yourself. You go all the way to Derby or wherever they send you, and you sell drugs for 4 days for them. You come back, give them the money, and if you get robbed, you get more trouble.
Yeah. You get more trouble. Yeah, you got to pay it off.
Like, you can't. Like they put you on a train with drugs, but you can't get robbed.
Do you know how much youths I knew that was just working off their debt because they fucking lost the thing?
Sad, isn't it?
Bare youths. That's it. But that's a big issue.
And they catch them with chicken and chips. Like, he'll come outside of school, pull up in his BMW. Yeah. And then he'll go in the shop. Hey boss, no, let me get them. What are you not getting? And you know, back in days, young chicken and chips was. I don't know why in school, like it's like £2 chicken chips was like something.
It
6 wings. So the man says, "Yo, you man, don't watch to put your money away, man. Let me get." And then now you can add an extra drink, add an extra burger now. So you're thinking, right? Normally I get 6 wings and chips. Now I'm getting a burger, wings, and an extra Fanta.
I'm getting a £3 deal.
There you go. Then he does it for a couple of days. Then the third day, it's like, yo, you man want to work? You want to make? Come on, every day I'm spending money. Why don't you start spending your own though?
That's exactly how it.
Bruv, that's how it happens, bruv. And then the man says, bro, you're right. And he goes, listen, you see that car over there? That could be yours in 2 years. How old are you? 15. By the time you're 7, you be dry. Then you start getting gassed. He drops you a box, bruv. And you think, because you're hearing, he drops even a half-o, for example.
Yeah.
Half-o, whatever. Yeah. You're thinking, oh my gosh, like, because as a kid, remember, when you make money, you realize how, like, £70 not a lot, for example. £100 ain't a lot. When I was young, £100 was like,
oh my
gosh. That's
oh
100 grand.
Yeah.
Bro, £100.
When you're a young buck, £100 is 100 grand.
That's it.
Bro,
if I played money up at school and I left that break with like £7, bro.
You was up,
bro. You think anyone can
big
catch
bank.
Me? That's
big bank.
That's you for the week. Bro,
year 7 having £7, forget about it.
It was mad. That's why it's so much easier to get them, because when you say to them, you're making 100 a week, to them, they ain't got no bills. They don't pay their phone. They don't do nothing. They just come home after school, go to school Monday to Friday. Then Saturday they can buy some Air Forces, which cost them about £50.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Yeah, we kind of had this conversation on another. I think when we was discussing the Top Boy thing, and I was like, I feel like a part of the reason why some of these youths are in this mess, is because of like my generation and the generation that was a bit older, because of that, like, man. On my estate, literally, it was exactly that, bruv. Like, literally, it was exactly that. Man would just say, like, dude, you'd have the older lot that was there, big whips, you know what I mean? And they were the cool lot, and it's like, of course, you go home, you get told off by your parents or whatever, or your parents tell you to do something or whatnot. It just feels different when the man them tell, like the older lot say, yeah, you should do this or you need to do that. Because it's like, I think that you're cool. And I'm looking at you as a cool person. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So now, when in that situation now, we're at a chicken shop and that, and the man's like, every time I'm going to buy something, the man said, "Oh, don't worry, man. Push that aside." His button, and I can add extra things. And what? I get to keep my £2 on top of that. So now I can go to the other sweet shop now and buy my dessert. You've already got my trust now. Yeah. So when a man says, "You know what? You know what? Like, what you like how I you like what? I tell you what you do. You hold this fire.
That's it.
Hold that. Just put it underneath your bed and whatnot, or hold this or whatever, and then
that's you.
Like when I need it, just make sure it's there. Now I'm walking around with this whole thing of like, if anyone, I know what I've got. You know, like that. Like it's like when I go out on road now. When I go out on road, my whole thing is, whether I'm conscious of it or it's a subconscious thing. My whole thing now is try me, because I know what is in the blue bag. Even though he said it's not mine, and I've got to keep it for him. Do not touch it. I know what's underneath there. So say one thing.
And now, because of the affiliation, no one's troubling you anyway.
No, exactly.
Because they're like, my man's working for this, and because they've heard of the older, my man's working for Shotgun Terror.
That was the main thing. So the man robbed certain man, not because of the certain man, just because of whose food that actually was.
Yeah, it's like,
that's what I'm saying.
Well, that's Shotgun Bang's younger.
Say to me right now, what you're looking at.
What are you looking at?
Yeah, give me a wait there. Wait there. Don't forget the wait there.
I'm not even trying to have an argument.
Yeah.
I'm not even trying to have
because you know, because I know he's not lying.
I know what's in the blue bag.
Yeah.
I know what's there.
They get so sucked in. It's sad, you know. That's why I try my best to help these young G's to understand, bro. Because, bro, These young G's, especially now, it's gone a bit nuts where youngers are turning on olders. Like youngers don't. I know youngers that have run up on olders. You know, like olders, because olders are
100%.
back in some roadmen. Not all of them. Some roadmen, don't come after me, are stupid because some of them are so old they keep going to prison. So by the time you come out of prison, say for example you went prison when you was 18, you come out when you're 25. The youngers of that's 89, 20, that's 6 years, whatever it is. My math's mad. But in 6 years, a 15-year-old has now become what, 21? He's not a younger no more. So you've come out now 25. Because remember when it's mad because 21 to 25 is not that big age gap because you're kind of in your 20s. But being 16 and someone being like 20, it's like you see them as like, oh my gosh, you're such an older. So when you've come out now, you've gone in at 18. The kid was what, 15. He was seeing you as an older because you're 18. You're in college. He's still in school. You now come out at 25. He's 21. He's looking at you like you're my level, bro. Like now he's shotting. So your younger older comes out thinking he's still the guy. So you man, I heard you man are shotting. Listen, I need your line. Nah, man, I'll put you on.
Bro, it happens all the time, and then it's a
madness. You
mad,
gotta put me on. I used to shot when you was in school. Like, what do you mean put me on? Give me your line, brother. Then it turns mad because they're not scared of him no more. It's like, bro, you've been away for 5 years, brother. Things have changed. It's like Top Boy when Michael and the Shane situation. It's like you're not the guy again. Like, because remember, young kids look at olders like old heads. Like you've passed yourself by. You know, like these young footballers are looking at the Ronaldinhos and like they legends, but bro, I'll pace you, bro.
And free him up anyway.
Free him up. You know, imagine having a cellmate with Ronaldinho.
I know, innit?
Every drill rapper's or lyrics now. I'm on a wing like with the Ronaldinho. People are gonna. I'm on a wing like Ronaldinho. What's the drill lyrics?
That's a double.
It's a double entendre.
Put that picture that I put in the group of Ronaldinho on the screen now.
Bro, Ronaldinho.
Was he wearing a pink top and that?
I feel like he wanted to go in there because he's Ronaldinho.
He looks happy in there.
He was caught with a fake passport. It's like I feel like he wanted some free time. I think he just thought my wife's annoying me.
Yeah,
fame's getting mad.
Man are extorting me and that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm still getting extorted by the Brazilian people. So for people who don't know, Ronaldinho, a football player, like one of the greatest of all time. He's in scrubs.
Literally, in Paraguay,
for
using a fake passport. It's like the story gets more and more wild when you like say the story bit by bit. Paraguay with a fake. You're a big. Imagine David Beckham. Imagine working in the airport. You see David Beckham, and he's like, you're looking at it like, and he says John Smith, and you're like,
what?
Like, what do you say? He's like, so Mr. John.
And I can imagine him trying
just casually just be like,
the still face.
My name is Phillips.
Why couldn't he travel
Johnson.
anyway?
I bet his Spanish not even that good.
Yeah, exactly.
Brazilian.
He's like, hello, my name is. I bet it was a man in that Francois Jacobs. Imagine her.
He don't even.
Why can't he travel anyway? Why can't he travel anyway?
Yeah. Why not just go Paraguay?
Why not get a jet?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, he got the jet, man. Surely he must have a connect for it.
He must have a link.
He must know a young.
It makes no sense. This is why I just don't even know if it's real.
The story's
and
wild.
He's looking mad happy in jail.
It's like
he's looking mad happy.
He's looking like he's free, but in jail. Like he's smiling and long hair.
And some people. Well, do you know what? That's a deep conversation because some people are free in jail. To be fair,
100%.
But that's a conversation for another
day. I saw a homeless guy carry a knife purposely in the train station just to get 4 months.
Bro, I literally, I know. No,
I was in scrubs every week, blood. I just needed a little vacation.
I don't like that.
Could you imagine that? Man walking around with a knife like this.
Like, hey,
so everyone can see it.
Hey, he's in the station. He
walking
got
past the police officer.
He's like, look, you're not gonna know it. He's like, oh, that's just Philip. He's always he's trying to get free because is that free electricity?
I shouldn't laugh at that, but you know
bro,
what?
And if you go in there with an actual plan, do you know how much O is in there,
bro?
Huh?
Bro, I don't know
what you meant. Wait, for like shotting?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, always in food in jail.
In jail, it's like a 10 times premium. People going in.
He went in as a whole business plan. I thought you meant as in like,
wait. Bro, people are shot in a whole O in jail.
Oh, like man, actually boxes, bro. If you've got one, like, bro,
nice.
There's man that's making big, dumb, stupid dough in jail from shotting in jail.
Wait, man are moving boxes in scrubs.
Bro, I know man that was making 10 bags a week.
I know man with business. I know man with
they'll go for those few months to shop.
That is fucking crazy,
bro. I know man are in jail.
I don't even know what
I've been approached because I got do the management as well. I've been approached by people in jail about like their businesses for my clients. Like, yo, we want to pay your client. I'm like, how are you paying my client? Like, you're in pen.
We got more dough than you.
Man's like, yo, man, will pay your client to do this with this. We got this brand we're working on. I'm like, where can we send Like, where's we don't? How can you get a refund? Like, how do I? Like, my thing is like, where's it? Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, what if it doesn't fit? Like, who do I contact? Is there like a PO box? But it's like, man, are legit in there.
Is there a PO box?
Yeah,
patting in life.
Proper, yeah, it's mad. It's mad. But that's the premium for jail.
Literally,
you gotta get it here. If you can't get it here, you ain't getting it.
So see in the early Arnold days, with the A Squeezy, did you get caught up in that from your estate? What estate were you from? St. Raf's?
No, not St. Raf's. I was from an area that I hate saying because of the fact that the affiliation behind it. But I'm from a certain area in Northwest.
Ah, cool.
But obviously, when I was growing up,
just say it.
Yeah, innit?
You know what I don't say it? You know why I don't say it? Because I've moved
Kilburn.
Nah, not Kilburn.
Nah.
I've moved so long away from the he knows. I've moved so long away from the area.
I'm Stonebridge. You're from Stonebridge.
I done a photo shoot.
I did a photo shoot.
Stonebridge and that.
When I was like, I don't know how, I must have been like 17.
Church Road and that.
Nah. I'm never gonna say it. Off camera, 100. But I was from that area. Yeah. And obviously, it's just doing. Obviously, when I was young, you're involved in I feel like everyone at a young age was involved in something. Like, well, not everyone. Callum, was you involved in any activity as a young kid?
Absolutely not.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
That's why he came in beating his chest, because he's trying to show you that no matter what. I'm joking, I didn't. But yeah, so it's like I was obviously involved in certain dumb stuff, but you see what it is? One thing I always say is, people always try to discredit road youths, bro. Mm-hmm. But the reason why I say not to discredit road youths, because road youths are the smartest youths. Some of the smartest youths out there, they just apply themselves. Like, for example, you got youths that are shot in boxes and they're rich, haven't been caught, driving big whips. Like, imagine just applying that to something else. Because for me, for example, it took my brethren coming to me and saying, yo, bro, like, I've just found my brethren Matthew. He's the reason why I do what I do. Like, I always like would say it, like, he's like changed my life in the sense where he was on the roads, I was on the roads. He's come to me and said, yo, bro, there's this magazine that's looking for young G's to basically be photographers and journalists. Like, can we go up there? It was in, obviously, Ladbroke Grove, Royal Oak, innit? Them times there, it's like, that's a slip, man's bringing my night there. Because, you're living in the end, you're like, I'd never been even Central.
But
Central was a slip. Yeah, because Trocadero, man, them used to be there on some madness. So that was like a slip. So I was thinking, let me pack my Nankin, let's go and see what it's about. Got there now, bruv, over there I met P Money, Reggie Yates. I took pictures for like Bashi, all of these people coming into this magazine. And I was in there thinking, right, like, Bashi's a normal human being. Like, I'm actually in front of Bashi. Like, I'm Reggie Yates. Like, these people that I watch, and I'm like taking pictures with these guys. So I'm building my connections, whatever. And then obviously one day I was at a photo shoot. And I remember I was at this photo shoot and there was these models. And like, they get given clothes and that. And I must have said to one of the models, oh, like how do you get the clothes? Like, what do you do with it? Like, whatever. And she goes, oh yeah, I get to keep them. I was like, wait, you just get free clothes for just being a model? She goes, yeah, like, I'll get paid to be here, and then they give me the clothes. I remember, as a 15-year-old kid who's on the roads, all of this is making no sense. I'm like, so out of my area, there's an area of people legit getting paid to just pose.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on? And I think from then, I just said, nah, man, this is that road life.
You realise straight away.
There's a way out.
You realise that there was more to life than your estate and your ends.
That was like, I was like, bro, like this, I think from 15, obviously, it happened. Whenever people told stories, it's like from 15 I changed. No, I was still obviously involved in certain things, but that was like a seed. From that, then I was like, nah, I want to do more. That's when we started like New Age Vision, which was like a partner video company with Link Up. So it was like all the music videos would go on New Age Vision. It's still on YouTube, and then all the interviews and stuff will go on Link Up. If you go on Link Up all the way to the bottom, the first few videos of me, like I had a show called Arnold Meets, and that was like a presenting thing, and then music videos, and then
because when I think of like early Link Up days, I think of you.
Literally, it's mad. It's like I would never say I started Link Up. That's all Rashid, innit? Yeah. But I would say I had a good part to play. Hang tight Rashid, man, all day. Like, he's a legend, and obviously
I got so much time for Rashid. Seriously,
when he gives it to you.
Yeah,
literally, like.
Well, yeah, we might get into that in a bit, but he's been alright with me, to be fair. Yeah, but like, mad question though, yeah. See, like that stage there, yeah. Like, what was your relationship like with your parent? Have you like both your parents in your life and that?
Yeah, my both parents, like, obviously they didn't live with me. You know what's mad? Because what I say is mad, yeah, is that because of me, I'm like adaptable, so I can be with. Because I was the kind of kid in school where, because I was popular in school. But I was popular in the sense where when I was in primary school, I never used to get bullied, but I used to get picked on because my lips were big, innit? Now my lips is normal size, but
No,
I used to be called.
yeah, normal size.
But I remember someone
everyone's injecting to bits now.
Bro, someone said to me in school, if I was to drop face first, I'll bounce back up. And that stayed with me, my God. Do you know what I'm saying? And I was like, raw. Is that what you think? Like, it's so rude. You know what? School kids are just rude, unnecessarily rude. They say the dumbest things. As an adult, I'm like, that's a dumb joke. But at the time, it's like,
yeah, that hurt, innit?
And then man used to come up to me and say, "You're not ready for the Mercury."
This is why people forget school, especially primary school. And
mental health, bro.
It was vicious. It sets you up for life, you know.
So
to
what?
be able to,
was your school predominantly white?
Bruv, no, my school was in Harlesden at the time. So
how comes you getting so much of these lips jokes?
Because back in days, big lips weren't like, it was weird.
You went to a black school though.
Yeah, but you see the thing is, there was Asians, white people. There was a few people, but it was like, it's weird because in school you get cussed for the like.
You know it was
any discrepancy, you're
like,
getting it.
You're getting cussed
dumbest
for
things as well.
Dumbest, like the dumbest
Yeah.
that you could get cussed for. I don't know. Having
I know.
What is actually a good? I remember
having
someone
straight
used to
teeth.
have So someone had straight teeth, but the front two were like really straight and a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And I used to say, if you sneeze, you'll bite a hole in your chest.
Oh shit!
And there's like, but as in, they just had good teeth, but anything will do.
Anything
will do.
But the thing is, with man, when I left primary school, I went to another primary school for a bit, and I went to high school. And I think when I left, I went to another primary school in another area, but I done only 2 years there. When I was in that primary school, when I had moved, I said to myself, you know what? In high school, I am patterning up. I'm going to be this new and improved Arnold, and I'm not going to, so, because I'm adaptable anyway, what I went and done was, I was cool with everyone. So I can be with, you know, the Asian kids, I can be with the maths kids, I can then be with the road kids, and I'm just all over. Like sometimes I might not even be hanging around my road friends. I'll be with like in like an after school club with a couple of my Asian friends.
But that's a gift, you know. That's a gift.
Yeah,
it is being able to
do
work
that.
the room.
And that's why with my parents and that, I would say some of these kids, their parents don't even know what they're doing, what they're getting up to, because at home they're so. That's why a lot of times when you see, God forbid, when kids die, parents are like, "Oh, my son was good." Probably was good, but because you don't know how he was at home, he was such a nice guy. And with the family, you're seeing him playing with the kids. Because not every role, people feel like Robin have to have this.
Yeah, 24/7.
Yeah, it's not every 24/7 you come. Robin are probably like some of the funniest people. Robin, like, you know what I mean? People just think that you come home. Hello, your mum says hi. You say to your mum, shut up, sit down. Like, it's not. Some roadmen come home like, hey, mum, hugs and kisses. You know what I mean? People, I don't know what. You think you eat your dinner like with a knife, with two knives, and you're just catching it with your mouth.
Boring up the steak.
Yeah, it's like, cut the steak. Come here, like, it's not like that. So a lot of people are very adaptable. So I would say, like, with my parents, they because they didn't hang around with me. Like, a lot of my parents, my thing about my parents, they gave me a lot of freedom in a structured way. It wasn't like freedom where they allowed me to run riot. They gave me freedom, but I think more because they trusted me because of how I showed them how I was around. And I wasn't like ratchet at home. Obviously, I had my problems as a kid, but I was so kind of cool where they just thought, oh yeah, outside he's probably cool as well. Not knowing that outside man's ducking down ops or doing whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's just weird. But then I never brought it back home. That's the good thing. I never ever brought trouble to my mum's yard or to my dad's yard. I don't believe in when I see people like, oh yeah, someone kicked down someone's door or someone caught the mum slipping or someone beat up the guy's dad. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, it's weird. Like when I hear those stories, I'm like, why are you bringing it so close?
Yeah, the boundaries and all of that's changed. When
the police obviously you can lick off your door.
Yeah, that's
different. Pay for the door.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not cheeky that someone needs to sort that out. The police will kick your door and they don't fix it.
You're allowed to claim that back if you don't get charged from it.
Yeah, they kicked down my door and I didn't get charged. So they paid for the. Do you know what it was? It was a big long thing.
You have to go.
The big long thing, bruv. In fact, I paid for the door and they paid me back.
Yeah.
So then what I did was I just got my don, who was like he just fixed houses and all these type of shit. And like I got him to fix the door. I think I did anyway. And then he overcharged me. And then they paid me back so I could get more money that way. So big inconvenience, But that's a conversation for a very different. I know people keep dissing me for that when I say conversation.
Chuckie does that.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
Chuckie says like,
but he's got them all in the back.
Yeah, nah.
Trust me, if you go to his house, he'll be like this. He'll look at the wall. There's like just like strings facing each other.
Yeah, I can
like,
imagine forensics in it.
That's the drop.
But man will say, oh, there was one time I went to the moon. But that's a day for another story. So what happened? Because one time I was eating with some aliens. I had dinner with aliens another day. But that's not coming. You know what it is? Dinner with aliens, bro. I want to know where this dinner was.
See, right now, this is not about me. I can sit here every day, all time, anytime with Dan, whoever, Callum, and I can tell my stories all the time, innit?
100%.
But this is not so much about me, innit? So that's why I don't want to go into a big tangent about why I had the door got kicked off and all of these things. But there was an unproductive stage in my life anyway.
Yeah. We've all had those moments.
Yeah. So did you get into? How did you link Rashid?
It's weird, you know. I met Ade first, you know, Ade OG.
Yeah.
So obviously me and Ade went to the same school. So obviously when we went to the same school, obviously he's 1 year older than me, so he went college first. And I remember he must have gone to Ealing College. So I was like, I don't know why me and Ade became close. I don't know how we became close, but I think it was through... Yeah, I don't know how we became close, but obviously, he's gone to Ealing College now. So Ealing College just been built at the time. So there was about 30 people in there. They just spent £3 million to make it. It was proper sick. Jamal Edwards was there. Like Froster was there. Like what's his name? Avenger. Yeah, was there. Everyone was there. Ealing. It was sick. So obviously, I've got there. As I've got there, Ade's left. So I'm like, yo, bro, where you at, bro? Like, you told me there was bad girl here. Like, that's you. So he's picturing like this bad girl come to Ealing, trust me, like I'm here. Boom, boom, boom. I get there, bruh. Please tell me why there's 30 of us there, 2 girl, and Ade's nowhere to be seen, bruh. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, what? So as a kid, you know, like a 17-year-old kid, 16-year-old, you're dumb, innit? You're not seeing the benefit of having Jamal Edwards in your college, having £3 million spent on a media or whatever. You're just looking at it like, I want to see girl. Do you get where I'm from? Course. So obviously, long story short, I then moved to Oxbridge where I'd gone in it like an idiot. I'm like, what college? So 30 days after being in Ealing, I've gone to Oxbridge like an idiot. So I'm in Oxbridge, which was probably the worst experience because the media department went from this massive building to one little box room in the corner of the college where our media department was. So obviously, I've gone there now with Ade. As I've gone there now, me and Ade was in the same course, innit? So one of our brethren from Road, like, he said to man, like, you man do media, I want a music video. Yeah, I want to shoot a music video in the ends, put the ends on. So I'm like, you know what, bro? Let's do it. Do you get it? He's like, yeah, I'm
at that time, what was happening? Let me just think about that quickly, yeah?
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to work out Rashid's foresight. Like, what was happening on YouTube like that?
It was SBTV at the time.
It was just SBTV, right?
SBTV, and there was another thing. I can't remember what it's called. This other guy. It was SBTV and this other guy who were the only kind of 2 people that was doing it at the time. But no one was doing hood videos.
Yeah.
So I don't want to take credit for starting hood videos, but it would make sense when the more I get into Toy Story. There was no hood videos at the time. So when my friend's saying, let's do this video, I'm just looking at it like, this is an opportunity to do something. He says he's going to pay us 2 bills. I'm like, this is an opportunity. I don't know about directing. I didn't know how to use the camera, or Ade was the kind of guy, he used to talk about editing and filming for so long, but no one had ever seen what he's capable of doing. So we just believed he was sick because he was making it like he's the best, but I've never seen. So I'm just like, bro, 2 bills, bro, let's get it. So we've gone and done this video. This guy, obviously it was my end, so it was cool. There was Bear Hood Man there, whatever. We filmed the video. Then I'm like, I'm the kind of guy where I was always proper. So I'm like, we need to call it something. Like, we can't just be 2 man. Let's call it something. Let's start this 50-50 thing. So I'm like, yeah, let's call it New Age Vision. Be me and you. Like, all got us tops done, everything. So we've done it. Long story short, my friend didn't pay us. Do you get it? Like, he lied. Set man up, roadman are nuts, you know. He didn't pay me nothing. We filmed this video, edited it, he didn't pay me anything. Like, he's longed us out for so long that we just left it. So then we've now got this company in our first video. So we're like, okay, let's do. So then I think, I don't know how this happened. I don't know how I got in contact with this guy, but Voltage then booked us for a video with him, Double S, Rotten, and Brutal. So we're like, oh, sick. So we're like, let's do it. So we've all hired out a studio at YCTV in Alperton. The one, it was Alperton at the time. That one, so we've done the video. The video again's done well. I've now hired this, like, but I'm not clocking what I'm doing. I'm just getting people to come together.
What, like, sorry to interrupt you, yeah. Because obviously things was different back then. So what was the idea of doing well? Because like, now doing well is like 500,000, a million, whatever. Yeah. But back then, obviously, it must have been what, 10k, 20k.
It was about 10. It was about 10k. I think the video, I can't remember how much it got, but I think at the time numbers weren't a thing. It was like you just put it on YouTube. That was back in the days. It was going on YouTube's the thing. It's not so you'd film a video and because you're on YouTube, it's like on YouTube. Sick. Yeah, you're on YouTube. People can just watch it. There was view count. That's why monetization came in later. Because
there was there even a view count like that then?
It was, but it was like. It didn't like. Remember why I say that? Because remember back in the days when the Krypton Conan thing happened.
Yes,
1 million people were like they fake views. Nowadays, if you don't get 1 million,
just
it's like
for people who don't know what you're talking about. Krypton Conan did a freestyle of Otis.
Yes,
and in one day it got 1 million. It got 1 million views in one day, and a lot of people thought it was 1 million views in a short space of time anyway. And a lot of people thought that they were faking the views.
Yeah. So I think it was one of those ones where views weren't really a thing. It was like. We're just on YouTube, and obviously at the time working with Dot Rotten and Double S. Double S was the guy at the time. Do you know what I mean? And obviously Dot Rotten was a grime legend back in the days as well. Still kind of is, but it was like obviously whatever. So we done that. Then I think, you know what? Actually, okay. Let me tell that story, then I'll go back again. But then one day we had a video we done. I think the business started doing well. So as the business started doing well, I remember I'd already known Rashid because Rashid was like in ends. He was a producer called Ice Cold. Do you get it? Remember Ice Cold?
Yeah, of course.
Ice Cold. So obviously, I had a DVD from way before. I had this DVD called In Your Ends where I went to different areas. I filmed Smart Kid, this guy, that guy, and I was trying to put together. But it was with cassettes. So I didn't even know how to edit. So I remember I must have asked Risky Roads. And I think he tried to charge me a bag. But this was MySpace days. I'm like, a bag? I'm 13. I'm like, a bag sounds like such a... I don't know if he charged me a bag or said it, but I can't remember. I just saw a bag. Yeah. So I was like, who else does videos? And I remember Ice Cold was doing videos as well. So I must have DM'd, I don't know if you called DM at the time, I PM'd him, private message on MySpace. I was like, yo, I'm this kid from Northwest. I just want an editor. And he's like, yo, come to my yard. Because basically I said, I want to interview you and edit whatever. He goes, yeah, come to my yard. Invite me to his yard. He's living in Harsden in the sticks. So I've gone there, interviewed him. He's taken the footage. Please believe Rashid, and he knows this and he always laughs about this, videoed over the tapes that I gave him, didn't even edit it.
Oh no.
He admits this with his chest. It's mad, isn't it? He broke a kid's heart, bro. 13-year-old kid he shattered his dreams from. But anyway, that's another story. So obviously as we've got older now, things are going well. I didn't know Rashid through whatever. I know Rashid. So I'm like, bro, we need an editor. How are we gonna do this? I'm just trying to put together this team. So he's like, yeah, let's go meet Rashid, whatever. Then at the time it was like I was charging $3 a video. So I didn't know much about business, like an idiot. I'm giving everyone $1 each. I should have realistically paid a fee for the editor, but I'm just saying we'll just split it freeway every time we do a video. She gets a bills, I get a bills, Ade gets a bills, and that's our music video. So we done one for Vertex, and we done bare hood videos at the time, and then we done Dollar the Dustman's videos, T and Big Six's first videos. We done a lot of, if you go on YouTube, they're all there, and then after that, I think we lost the password, and when we lost the password for New Age Vision, it just merged. But that's how we kind of all met. It was weird because we've all met in different sections, but we all kind of knew each other anyway. But it's one of those crazy jumbled up stories. That don't make no sense unless you was there. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear that still. From my like, because obviously I didn't see any of this stuff. I just saw you. Like just being a personality and just being flamboyant and out here, like people checking for you and stuff like that. And like, I never knew. Like, I don't even know at which point I met you. I don't know which point I met you.
I feel like I met you at an Angel video shoot.
Maybe.
And it was was it the Ride Out video?
Yeah, Ride Out. Oh, bruv. You know that's still a bang.
You should have the Merc.
Let me flip and play that. That's still a banger to this
day.
That
is hard, bro, baby.
I see someone post this and I was like,
oh no.
Yeah, you was there, innit?
I remember when I saw you the first time and you had the Merc. I was like, right, this guy's getting money. This tune was hard, fam. Hey, this tune was sick. Yo.
Baby, let's ride out.
And we don't have a conversation about Angel at one point.
Nah, definitely nah. Yeah. That's where I remember you. I think you pulled up on that. You had your we never really spoke, but obviously because I was kind of doing my thing. You know, like when you meet each other, you both know each other. But I remember you pulled up in the Merc. I remember like it was yesterday. It was mad. It was like Harrow Roadsides.
Yeah.
I was like, right, is that what Chuckie's driving? I think them times he was on radio. I can't remember what you was doing. I think he was radio or DJing.
Yeah, I was DJing. I was DJing, doing radio.
But you was popular, like very popular. What was it you was popular? Was it raves? I remember I used to see Chuckie's.
the DJ thing, innit? Like,
did you have long hair?
that point there I didn't have, like back then I did, like back in the day I did.
Kane
Before the Angel thing I had Kane, like Platts and Kane and all of that shit. But like in the Angel days I didn't have that. But like I met Angel because I was a DJ fully on the circuit, whatever, doing a lot of different things and whatnot. And then and doing my own raves and whatnot. And like my best friend, Benny Scar, was working at Island Records, signed Angel, and then it was like, you know what, I kind of want you two to work together kind of thing. And that's how I met Angel and Sam, and that's like, I'm real good friends with Angel's brother to this day, and how I knew Akel and whatnot. So so from them days there.
That was the first time I remember that, and I just thought, rah, blood, but it was like, obviously you've always shown my love from then, bro. I remember that day was mad. It was literally, I remember you was looking for the place and you'd parked up. I was like, right, because at the time I was 17, and a Merc to me at the time was like, fam, like, bro, like this guy's getting money off DJing. Because for me, when you're outside looking in, you think everyone's getting money from the industry. You don't know, because at the time I was doing a lot of illegal.
But I was not like, let's be very clear, I wasn't being sensible with my dough.
Okay.
And the irony is that for a long time I was being sensible with my money, and then like at one sort of stage I just wasn't being sensible with my money and that.
But do you feel like that's because you had an appearance to keep up? Or did you not care about that?
Yeah, a little bit. Like a little bit.
He was popular, so I feel like you needed to have, because you can't pull up in a Mini, bro.
A little bit. There was a little bit of a like of feeling that way a little bit, but not majorly. I just had a stage where I was just a bit young and reckless. And that was just my. Did you have that though? Did you feel like? Did you get to? Because let's talk about this. Yeah. How was you? At that point when you was everyone knew you as A Squeezy, you was out here like that or whatever, yeah? How was you monetizing that? How was you making money?
So it's mad because I was talking about this the other day with Rashid. I remember I got booked for this show back in the day, Peterborough, you know. And Rashid used to roll with man a lot. He used to come and film with me with that. But I got paid $150, blood, yeah? And we got on the train together, bruv, and went there from Watford and bumped the train back, fam. Like, blood, it's so mad. There was no money back then. It was like, you'd get a show here, because nowadays, like, obviously since I started my management business, it's like, and obviously one of the clients, Ty Logan's doing very well, so it's like you see the figures now, and I'm like,
the figures are different now.
I'm like, I wish I was your age. Like, I wish I started now, bruv, because it's like man can charge whatever. Back then, you could, like, nowadays, like, you, for example, you get booked for a music video cameo. And because it's for a label, because everyone's got label connects, them labels paying you to be.
Were they? I didn't even know they were doing that, to be honest.
Not all. Maybe I've just heard something, but I don't know. But it's like, depends the relationship you have. But I know that if, for example, there's a label, say for example, I don't know, someone's label books an influencer for a video. If it's through the label, money should be able to be given to the person. It shouldn't be like, you just come and do a favor because the label's paying for it. But back in the days, it was like the man them are just doing the video themselves. I beg you, just come and do a quick intro for man. And you're now hoping that off the back of doing that intro, it builds your popularity to get shows, or because back then it was like, it was so confusing back then. It was like, you're just doing whatever makes you money.
Yeah.
I could be a DJ, bro, for example, when you have to spin the decks. I'll be like, A Squeezy DJ on the night. It doesn't really matter. There was no structure. Now it's like, you've got who's a DJ, who's a personality, who's a presenter. It's like a bit more structured. For a service. Whereas back then it was like, okay, I'll do, for example, a music video with this person in hope that being seen in that music video would allow me to get work wherever the work comes of certain jobs. So that's how we was kind of monetizing. But then obviously as well, you're doing other stuff on the side.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
This is the thing as well. Yeah, I feel like that's probably like a big part of the untold story of how we've got to where we've got to today. Yeah. Because there would have been a lot of people that would have been, we would have looked at and thought, like you're all over YouTube and like you're super popular in that, but like, and we're thinking you're killing it.
Yeah. Money wise, you're thinking man's
mashing, bro. But really, the amount of us that's actually out here still 1 foot in. Do you get what I'm saying? Holding on to. You understand what I'm saying? Because like, it's not really at that point. It wasn't paying the bills like that,
bro. It weren't. Obviously, with me, I'm fortunate that. I don't know. I always say that I'm fortunate because when I started the stuff I was doing, there wasn't many of us. There was about 6. It was myself, Jazzy, Don't Jealous Me, Shabrak and Amanda, and probably at the time A-Dot. And then later on, then you had the Bricker, and then you had this, that, cover. But because there was such a small amount of people, the work was already coming to 5 of us. So that's why it was kind of easier for us to sustain a good amount of money because when, like, for example,
because
BBC,
the industry was smaller.
small, and BBC Two introduced that No Hats No Trainer show, so they would call us to come and do sketches and things for that show. Then you'd have, that's why Shabak and the Man had the stuff on that TV show. Then you'd get this person coming in and hiring you for this or whatever. So it was a bit, it was fortunate in that sense where man wasn't broke, but I wasn't financially where I should have been.
Considering that, like how a lot of people probably would have seen you at the time.
There you go. It wasn't financially like that, but it was like man had peas because there was such a small amount of us, but man couldn't charge. Like I remember one time I was chatting to like we done like a show, we done a 3-day show, and I was talking to one of the people and I was like, and I think at the time I'd been paid, I can't remember, but I spoke to the guy and I was like, how much you get paid? And he was like, $1,000. I was like, $1,000? I was like, I didn't believe him. Now someone says $1,000, I'm like, oh
that's light work.
But I was like, $1,000? How come they pay? But he had more followers at the time. But I was like, $1,000, like what? And he was like, yeah, I had to get $1,000 out of them. I think I'd only got 5 bills, for example, I think. But I was like, that's how mad it was. It was like, there wasn't really peas like that. Whereas now, there is more peas. So it's just about, I don't know, it's mad, man. It's mad. The balance, it's mad. When I just think about it now, about the only thing that I would say, aside from the pieces, what I do miss is how fun the industry was back then. I think it's too business now. It's like it gets off-putting sometimes because I feel like people think that everyone that comes in the scene just wants it for the fame. Some people don't want the fame. Some people just want to work and because they have no qualifications or they're able to, like, I don't know, leave the roads and be able to do something that isn't whatever. But the thing is, back in the day,
I agree with that still, man. I feel days, like bro. There's and you know what is mad as well is that, like, I know that there's like a lot of these there's a lot of like some of the younger generation that's making big P, and they're having a lot of they're having fun. They're making a lot of money now, and they're having a lot of fun. But I fully agree with, like, Mitch was here a few weeks ago, and he was just like, he feels like it's very get along gang, and it don't feel as genuine.
Bro,
you get me?
It's not, bro. I remember back in days, like, I don't know, Posty would call me and be like, yo, we got this thing, boom, like, we just link up, boom. It's, you know what I mean? Like, nowadays I call Posty and someone's answering his mobile telling me he'll call me back. Like,
serious?
It's a landline. Like, I'm like, how? It's so...
Has that happened?
Happened to me the other day. I called Posty.
Are you serious?
I can't even...
Posty, I saw you were gone.
I'm out in it because of the fact that I'm like, I thought me and Posty was friends.
Yeah.
Like, I was upset. Like, I must have...
You have to understand that. See, this is the harsh reality of the whole thing. We had a conversation about this before, again.
Yeah.
Like the friends thing in the game and that, because it's like, I don't know. Like,
when we were friends, back in the days, all of us were friends. Like, man will see you and it was love. Yo, my bro. Now it's like, you see, man, we're going to link up soon, bro. And you're thinking, we're not going to link up because if I message you, you're going to ignore me. You know what I mean? Like, not you, but in general. Yeah. How the scene is now is very, like, we're all in this little space of whoever's popping. That's the crew we're in. We've all got rollies now. We're all able to do this. If you're not part of that clique, you're not on it. Whereas before it was like, we're just all young G's just trying the thing, and it was just amazing to be like. I remember you'd go to Gracious K's video and remember Migrant Scat?
Of course,
everyone was there.
Yeah.
Like Chip, Gigs. It's like, wow. Like I remember going there thinking, blood, this is mad.
The whole scene is in one place,
bro. Just there to support. Nowadays, it's like, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, man. I just feel like the fun's being sucked out of it, and it's good because obviously everyone's making money. It's now people's jobs. You know what I mean? And you don't want to be having fun all the time.
Yeah, there's a certified industry now, innit?
Yeah.
Like, there wasn't really, like, we were just doing it. And essentially, it has to be like that for it to be how it is now.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah,
but it is unfortunate that sometimes, like, you know, you might hold someone to a certain regard and then, like, I don't know, you reach out and then you don't feel like you're getting the same back. However, what I will say is that sometimes it's not necessarily them styling on you, you know?
I don't think
sometimes life changes and things happen, and like sometimes things get like so busy and so out of control. Like, if I haven't heard from you for a while or whatever it may be, you might be dealt with in a certain type of way until I realize what it is, and it's like, oh, nah, cool, like, bruv, you know what? Don't worry about that. From now on, man, you get what I'm saying?
Like, I know, I respect Posty level, so I don't even want anyone to flip.
Posty, if I ring you, don't be like, I don't want to hear no.
Listen, I know UK gossip and Shade Room, the Borough, whatever. They love to pick pics or something and made you think.
Trying to have Posty.
So I don't want them to be like, oh no, this is Posty, because then they'll flip the script and But Posty's a legend. I respect him. Did you have
any issues with artists and that back in the day though?
Not so much issues, it was just literally stuff like, because like I said, what that thing was like, because I was one of the early people to start, I've had situations where maybe I've said something on a video and then an artist has seen me and tried to like address it. But where I've come from the roads as well, it's like it's never gone in a negative way because you real recognize real. Like I might say, for example, I'm thinking, Chuckie's just a DJ, he's just a presenter. So I'm a hood rapper. I try to pull you up, and like the way you address me back makes me think, oh, okay, this is a real brother as well. We can have a real conversation because maybe I must have thought I could have just badded you up, but it didn't go like that. So I've had those moments where, not a lot though. It's just and a lot of them I've said it's come out of a place of like, I respect you. I thought you respected me, and I'm like, no, me saying that wasn't to diss you. It was maybe just because it was comedy. Because back in the days, it was a bit more sensitive in regards to, not everyone was understanding fame as much as it's like you still felt like a normal person. Yeah. Even though you're in the limelight. So if you're sitting down and you made a song and someone disses it, you're like, wait, why are you dissing my song? I'm just trying to ting. Now it's like, it makes sense. If you didn't diss it, is a problem. Do you know what I mean? Whereas back in the days, people were just very, like I remember I said something about an artist and then he DM'd me like, yo, like, are you trying to diss me? Like, and I'm like, I remember one time, forget even that one time I done a parody for an artist and the artist called me and said something, was like, bro, like, what was it? Diss track, like, oh. I'm like,
who was it?
For protocol, I can't say. I'll tell you after. But when I tell you after, be like, oh, I won't say who it is because of, whatever. But yeah, so that person was very like, not upset, but they were just like, bro, was that a diss track?
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, nah, my brother, like this is not a diss track.
It's still, it's super sensitive now, still. But
I think it's more sensitive. I think it's more sensitive in a way where it's like saying something that might. So for example, say for example.
Tell him to wait.
Yeah, I think it's sensitive in the sense like someone might say something that
10 minutes.
It's like a personal attack to, I don't know, someone. For example, if I don't know, so back in the days, like I made a joke about, I'm like, oh yeah, like my man always wears tight jeans. People would laugh at that. You know what I mean? So it wasn't as sensitive. It was that was the most sensitive people can get. Nowadays, obviously, if man is dissing maybe someone's skin color, nowadays people are more sensitive to those those type of things, if that makes sense.
Where did you go?
I know, innit?
Do you know what, bruv?
I know, blood. I know.
Like things moved on, yeah.
Yeah.
See, like it just moved on. Things got bigger. People started doing things. Some people started to disappear. Whatever it was, yeah. But then it's like, things have gone a certain way, and then you look and you think, hold on a minute, where's my man? I don't see you. And you know it's funny? Yeah. Like I will say this because I'm sure you'll bring this up anyway. I'm at my dad's house, yeah. And I'm chilling with my little brother was there, and I'm chilling with my little brother and that. And then my brother says to me, he's playing computer and that, and I always just go in the room and I'm just chatting to him. Like, what's going on? How's school? Like just annoying him or whatever. Then he was like, do you know, like, I think you know, like, one of my teachers and that. And I was like, who? Then he goes, like, Arnold or A Squeezy or whatever. I was like, what? I said, serious? That was the then I'm like, hold on a minute. I said to him, do you understand who your teacher is? But he's like, not really, like, do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. He's like, oh, look at the fucking jacket.
Come on, man, came in with a fox. I can see it still breathing. Yeah. Come on. Man are getting too much money. I'm like, do you understand like who your teacher is, bro?
Yeah, babe, I gotta point you back.
I think. See what's mad, yeah?
Look at this fucking guy.
The guy's too mad.
Look at him. Take a picture of him.
You changed, man. You changed, poet, man.
You have to, man.
Take a picture on my phone. On my phone. Yeah, go on.
So it's mad. I'll address both of that. So the first thing.
One sec. JP's gonna be upstairs soon, right?
Yeah, but give him 10 minutes though.
Alright, cool. So.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, should I be here right now?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
of course, man. Come on, man. I can't.
Go on, man.
Listen, big up for the Gasworks thing. You man show man love on that.
Yeah, but you're lit though. You've always been lit. Why haven't we big you up?
I love that, man. That was nice, man. Made me water, man. But yeah, cool. The thing with the teacher.
It got wet. That's lit.
What
did you say?
Man said made me water, and he's like, oh, you got wet. It's lit. He's getting too much money. You know, when you get too much money, you can say stuff like that.
No,
I can't say that yet, bro. But yeah, so I feel like, so the first thing with man, I think. See, I was talking about you the other day with someone. They were like talking about George the Poet, and they were like saying basically George the Poet fell off. And I was like, describe fell off. Like, why is he fell off? But, oh, he ain't really about like that. And I'm like, bro, he performed at Prince Harry's wedding, bro. Like, he is like doing his thing. Like, he's got one of the best podcast. Well,
his podcast is fucking sick.
It's been said like it's the best podcast in the UK.
Yeah,
at the
his
minute.
podcast is
He
fucking
won an
incredible.
enemy for it. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
even
he told me
BBC.
about
The
it the other
podcast
day.
is called Have
Bro,
You Heard George's?
have you heard George's podcast?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fucking,
he told
it's
me about it the
incredible.
other day.
Bro.
He's a real good guy, man.
But that's the thing. When you're not in a certain eyesight of people, it seems like you're not doing the thing that you're supposed to be doing. Because maybe some people have like the RS situation that's going on at the minute. Some people have a certain plan. Like my plan wasn't to continue to be doing A Squeezy for years to come. It was to get myself to a place where I can have a business to run, which I'm doing now. So I'm kind of like, and I'm like doing stuff with like Ty or doing stuff with whatever and creating shows and getting paid to do what I was trying to do anyway. But because you're not in the limelight all the time, people might think, oh, like, bro, like A Squeezy's not doing it. Because again, it's back to the A Squeezy thing. People still associate me with being A Squeezy when realistically my actual name's just Arnold Jorge. You know what I mean? So I think that's the problem. So it's not that I went anywhere. I was always here. It was just that I was doing what I wanted to do now. I wasn't trying to be in front of the camera. Obviously now this year I've decided to come back and work on more stuff.
But what do you mean though? Like you say that that's what you wanted to do.
I've always wanted to be like, remember I said I started as a director. So I've always wanted to be a content producer. I always wanted to produce content, write scripts. That's what I've always wanted to. That's what I was doing before doing A Squeezy. A Squeezy was like, happened by accident. It wasn't a purposeful thing. It was Jazzy at the time was going to uni, couldn't get a day off uni. They needed a presenter for the Jazzy show. Then Digital Dance called me like, yo bro, I beg you fill in. I said no for like a day or two. Then he finally convinced me. It was like, okay, and I was like, we have to create a character where it's like Jay Weezy and like he's younger, A Squeezy, and I'll do it. I could have just done it as myself as Arnold, but I was like, I just didn't want to present at the time. I was like, that's not what I'm trying to. Because I went to Channel U with a script. I had a script idea with like I wanted to cast Alan Deacon and Jazzy in it, and I thought Channel U had money. When I got there, I realized there isn't no money in Channel U.
It's the gutter. It was lit,
bro.
bro.
It was lit. It was the gutter. But I thought TV money, so I just managed to get a meeting with Channel U, and I was like, this is what I want. So because I was really on their radar, and I'm naturally just being funny when I'm around them, they're like, oh bro, like I beg you fill in for Jazz. So that was never my plan.
Did they pay presenters? Did they pay presenters?
Sometimes it depends.
They
Like
pay
Channel
me
U
on
was
shit.
Channel U was weird. It was like a sometime thing.
Did you ever get paid?
Who, me, when I went there?
Yeah,
I ain't
like-
paid for shit. I was there all the time. They asked me to do all these shows. They ain't pay no one shit, man.
They
They
pay-
tried
They
to
didn't
get
have
you to
money
do that
like that
fucking
anyway.
all around the world record deal. And
They
then
what?
that's when
You what?
There was some all around the world
Oh, yeah, I
record
remember
deal
that.
thing
Yeah,
they
yeah,
had, like R.I.P. Darren, my guy, fam.
R.I.P.
And that was the way you could get paid. But apart from that, like staff
All
knew they
around
were getting
the world,
paid.
I
Shout
forgot
out
about that
Digital
record
Dan
deal.
though, and Carly
It's
will.
mad.
Carly, my
Carly's
Carly.
she's doing
She
her
got
thing.
married and thing.
Yeah,
Carly's
she's got a
lit.
kid and everything. And
Shout
it's
out Carly, man.
But it's like that's the thing. That's what I'm saying with me. That was never, and obviously at the time as well. Like like mental health and all that stuff. Sometimes you've got to like fame ain't for everyone, and sometimes you can get too much. I remember I was doing my thing from 17. Do you know what I mean? So it gets to a point where you're like, so you know that you just say like for example you're just and you're having a dinner with your family and a bunch of kids come up to you like,
I don't know what that feels like.
Yeah, man, no point. Come on, bro. Come on, this guy got 100,000 subscribers in a day, bro. Like,
Nah,
you
bro.
man are lit, bro. So it's annoying. Sometimes it gets to a point where it's too much to take. If especially if you haven't, like, say for example, you just woke up one day and decided, like, for example, Poets Corner, which was one of the best YouTube things we had. Imagine I was watching the 5 things. I tweeted you that 5 things. It's like you'd watch Poets Corner and Poet probably didn't do it thinking. I might be wrong, didn't do it thinking it's gonna blow. You just thought, oh yeah, this is just something I'm doing to
Have a bit of banter.
yeah, and then it becomes the thing. Now you've gone from this normal guy working a normal office job to being on street and man saying, "Yo, can I get a picture?
Yeah, that's mad.
Yo, can I do?"
Yeah, I hear
Sometimes
it
that
still.
can play with your head. a
So
bit.
did that happen to you? Because
Yeah.
see, like when you was in, because did that happen when you was in school?
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. So when after that, I was doing my thing now, and then what happened is, I went for a madness where I was like, you know what? I don't want to do industry thing at all. I really don't want to do anything industry. I was turning on so much
I had
jobs.
that.
Bro, it was the worst. Not worst. It was like I needed to do that. Then I was like, you know what? The next, because at the time I had like a youth organization that I was running. So I was like, you know what? Let me go work at a school. Like an idiot. I don't know what made me think that was the best. I thought the next best thing is work at a school because I like working with young kids anyway. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, cool. Went to start working at a school, doing like youth mentoring and all that stuff. This was like last year.
But how old are the
Last.
kids?
The kids high school.
My little brother.
primary school. His
My
little
little
brother
brother.
was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he said kids, and I would have been like kids. But he said young kids. I was like, bro, like how old are these?
So
like,
when my brother first told me this, he was like 12.
So they're from year 7 up. To
Yeah.
That is lit.
You
No,
know what I'm saying?
it weren't lit at all, bro. It weren't lit. It was the worst because remember, man's bait. So I'm
That
going
was
there.
because that's why I brought this up because I was that's why I was getting to this part of the conversation. Yeah, because I've like I go to my dad's regularly, innit? Yeah.
Yeah.
So my little brother's there. I always go and I'm just chatting to him, just asking him about just everything, innit, yeah? And then one day he's randomly just said to me, like he's playing Fortnite or whatever. And then he's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, you know, I think you might know one of my teachers or whatever. And I was like, who's your teacher? And then he said, like Arnold or A Squeezy or something. And I said, what?
It was mad.
I was like, serious?
But
like, I've never told him anything about you. He's never seen me watch you. He told me that you like would brush it like.
Yeah, because he would come to me. I remember when I first got there.
So do you know who my brother was?
Yeah, because he'd come to me and be like, you know my brother. Like he would tell his friends, like, you know my brother. Because everyone in school was like, because everyone was baffled, like, how's A Squeezy just walking? So people were like, can I get a picture? But I'm like, I can't. So they're calling me Arnold. Teachers are getting mad. You can't call him Arnold.
Yeah, he told me that you would be dismissive of that.
Yeah, because I was getting in trouble. Because I was being so lenient with him. Because I'm like, essentially these are supporters of mine. So I get why they're moving like that. But then the teachers are coming to me like, you can't allow these kids. Because once they break that 4-4 with you, then it messes off other teachers. So I'm kind of like, all right, cool. I have to be strict. And I didn't want to be strict because that wasn't
he told me that you was kind of strict.
Because I was getting in trouble.
I don't know if he believed your strictness though.
No, I wasn't even strict. I was serious. So what happened? I wasn't even strict with your brother because I knew he was your brother.
Oh, okay.
Because this guy is nuts. Because I knew he was your brother, yeah. I was like, you know what? Because there were certain people that were there that I knew people's brothers were. So I'm like, because I know your brother, so I'm just not going to get you in trouble because it's not that deep. I mean, I'll just tell your brother if it's really that bad. I won't do anything. Yeah. So when I was there, I think it was just the worst experience, man, because I was like, you know what? It's the worst experience. You know what's the worst experience? Because kids see teachers as ops.
You met Chuckie's brother. I think that would have been pretty nice.
Nah, it was worse. It was the worst experience, my bro. And you know what made me quit? 3 things. One thing made me quit was 1 year 9 kid came up to me and said, like, sir, can I say something? I was like, yo, what's up? Because I don't take it the wrong way. I'm like, what happened? He goes, bro, you're Arnold Jorge, man. You could do anything, bro. Why are you here? And I was like, from a 13-year-old this glued up about this situation.
Because where are you, prison?
Bro, no, it's like, he was like, bro, like, what are you? And I was like, what are you talking? I was like, what's that? Then a tweet that Poet made, it's funny, kept pondering my mind.
It's fine, it's fine.
Poet put a tweet up time ago. I don't know how true this was. You said, I walked into my office and realized no one in there was rich, so I quit. This was like 2011 or 12. He put up a tweet back in the day.
Is it?
Yeah, and said I walked into my office and realized no one in there was rich, so I quit basically. And I was like, that's 2 because no one in this establishment is rich, but people are coming in every other day to work. And I think the 3rd thing was just how the fact that all these people who started off as my supporters now saw me as an op because I had to, you know, conform to the rules of what teaching is.
Yeah.
And which I don't fully believe in. I don't believe in the rules of teaching. I don't believe in certain things that teachers do because I feel like it's a numbers game. Do you know what I mean? No offense to any schools out here, but I feel like it's a numbers game. They don't really care so much about the young people. Not all of them, but the school system.
Honourable shout out to the teachers that do though.
Yeah, but it's hard when you do care about the young people and you care about their well-being. It's hard because there's certain things that I was trying to do. Like I was doing a lot of after school stuff, a lot of stuff with the kids, but it's like they sometimes wouldn't be allowed, like in the sense that they got to do their mock call, they've got to do, and I'm like, yeah, but if we just add an extra couple hours for them to maybe put on a film or put together a script or maybe do something that they want to do, even down to them not teaching kids about tax and all these little things, I'm just like, it's so mad because you literally go in there Monday to Friday for how many years of your life to literally tick a box, make the school more money and then leave, and then that's just it. Like even now, like I'm trying to like reach out to not even reach out, but I've had like a few of the, you know, young people that are in college now reach out, and I've like been able to give them jobs and give them work, and you know what I mean. So stuff like that is like, because I know that they were talking about media. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, like we got a show that I'm producing. You know what? We're looking for some runners. We're looking for some production assistants. We're looking for some cast. We're looking for some assistant producers. So I'm now at that position where, but I needed to go to that.
So was like, ironically, yeah, would you say that like the teaching side of it, when you went into the teaching vibe and that, was that kind of like your like lowest point?
Nah, it wasn't. You know, my lowest point was when my mum was homeless, bruv.
Serious?
And my lowest point was my mum was homeless and got casted in Kojo's film to play a homeless guy.
No way.
That was my lowest point.
Talk on that.
And I big up Kojo. I saw that.
Was it easy to play the role?
Talk on that.
It was mad because it was like so at the time I was going through like obviously madness and mental health and just not really, I just fell out of love with the industry, and because this is all I've been doing since 17, I'd never had a job before that. So it was like I never went uni, all these stuff, so I didn't really no, obviously I found God. I know you lot might not believe, but I found God, and I feel like God also like opened my eyes, and I saw like myself in a different like mental place, and because I was in that mental place, I felt like I kind of fell out of love with the scene, not because of God, but just because of the things that I had seen whilst I was going through my moment. I ended up becoming homeless. I was couch surfing a bit, and then I think Kojo had his film idea. And then
if you don't mind me asking though, like what got you there though?
It was a lot of family stuff, a lot of just irresponsible, like being irresponsible. There's a mixed range of things that got man in that situation. The situation is so more far complex than what I'm making up, but it was just a lot of stuff. And obviously at the time, like I said, I was turning down a lot of work, and I was just not doing a lot of things that could have helped me. But you know, like when you're stuck in your way with something, you're like, this is not what I want anymore. You know, your heart's just not in it. You're like, because I always say like, there's no point in doing what you're meant to, what's meant to make you happy and be sad. Like imagine you're doing gasworks or something, and you're eating yourself up, and you're on set every day. Eventually, it's like you're kind of like killing yourself, like because you're just literally doing something that everyone's like, this is such a sick job to have, but deep down you're torn in it. You're broken. You know what I mean? So that was the kind of problem. And again, my pride, I didn't want to get a job because I was like, man's bait. Do you know what I mean? It was just a lot of stuff that, especially when you're bait from 17.
Fam, I've had that. Trust me, bruv. I remember I wanted to fuck this whole thing up, and I was thinking to myself, like, I was thinking of all of these different jobs that I was looking at maybe doing, yeah, and then maybe even little part-time shits, and then I was thinking, fuck, like, it was all playing in my head, innit? Because I was thinking, right, imagine like I'm in here now, and then like, I don't know, like people just walk in and see me in here, like it's an ego thing. It's an ego thing, but it's like, do you know what I'm saying? It's like, right, I'm in here.
You know,
I might have to do like, say I did it like, let's just say, right, you know what? Quickly, while I'm trying to find my feet, quick young top shop or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they've put me on accessories now, and I'm right at the front.
It's big, isn't it?
It's mad, man,
Now,
coming in.
You saying that
In my head, though.
I'm trying to think in my head why I didn't think like that, and makes me know that I am a troubled youth. I was signing on, and I loved every second of it.
If things here, then
JP don't know the route down here.
Is he here?
Yeah, he's in the booth. I messaged Callum ages ago.
Alright, bring him in there. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, bring him in there just so he can sit down. It's fine. Yeah.
Lit. So yeah, I was signing on the job centre, and I remember I had the BB phone.
That's not a bad thing, though.
My picture, me signing on the job centre, and go BBC right after. I proper, from the bottom of my heart, didn't care. Because in my mind, I was like, cuz, this is what's happening.
No, when you was there, was you comfortable in that? Was you comfortable there? Was you like, do you think I got more? Like I can do more than this?
Yeah, I just knew this was just. I just found it funny. I can't lie. I don't think I even thought that much about it. I just thought, I haven't got money. Go job centre and get money. Yeah. Like even like people used to message me like, "How you going job centre?" And I used to just take it because it's like, yeah, it's a bit. I was like, yeah, it's an L in it, but that's man's life.
Like, what was your turning point though that made you say, "Look, I need to"?
What do you mean?
Go hard and just.
I was still going hard, but I just needed money. Okay. I had to accept what I want. That was my thing.
Yeah, yes, my
my
brother.
two favourite letters.
Yes, my dad. We said.
Yes, man.
You know what's mad? Big up JP, you know.
Yeah, we are recording, but just
big up JP because JP gave me my first MTV. Gave me my first MTV job.
Is it? Yeah.
JP is
honourable shout out to
he's
you.
a
Bring
legend.
that microphone.
JP, listen, JP is a legend, bro.
We're gonna swap the seats in a bit, yeah. But I'm just gonna finish.
Yeah, JP is a legend, but nah, I think that was because even before that, I remember before the teaching, I must have done like fundraising because my cousin was like, that's the easiest thing. But he was like, there's two options with fundraisers: door to door, you stand. Yeah. I was like, I'm not standing on the street. That's bait. Door to door, I do. Bro, I remember knocking on doors. Hey, Squeezy, what you saying though? What you at? And I'm like, I'm all there like, yeah, it's like community service. Like I'm telling my community service. The road's caught up with man. So man, because it's fundraising, you don't know what to believe because you're thinking because I've never known. I've never known fundraising jobs. I'm like, because I didn't know fundraising was a prank. Yeah, I didn't know fundraising was an applied job. I thought you just do it for the love. Yeah. So it was either community service or I was like, yeah, man, just do my bit for the community. I was like, man's just I'm trying to raise a bit of awareness for the British Red Cross. That's what I was doing it for, and it was just embarrassing. And then obviously that I think that it's mad. I think the job stuff. And no offense to no problem to anyone because even Letitia Rout was talking to. She said when she done Top Boy, she was working, and it was bait for her because people were like, you're from Top Boy, and it's hurtful, innit? Especially because people make it seem like it's such a bad thing. Like you see people messaging you, saying no, haha, and it's so detrimental to you. It's mad because you're
No, I
thinking
hear you, though.
this is
I
just
do
a job
hear
like
you,
you're
fam.
doing. I was in Primark the other day. Someone said, "What you doing there?" I said, "Oh, same thing you're doing." He goes, "But you're A Squeezy. You should be in Selfridges."
Do you know what it is as well, though?
But you know why? Sorry to cut you, but you know why? I think because you were younger than me, I was lucky enough. When I'm doing that, I don't hang around in no industry things. There's not really much of an industry anyway. But I'm just out here. So my brethren are doing all types of stuff, and they're taking flights, and they're in Miami. So because I'm not involved in that, man, know I ain't got money anyway. So me trying to front, it just didn't make sense because I'm not really there in that world where you confront and get away with it. I'm in the hood.
But also, do you know what it is as well, though? Yeah, like it is a lot to do with the way that it's been seen in that. But when you deep it, it's like for some people, it's just the means to an ends until they get to the next thing. So like my closest friends, who are super successful now, at one point had to sign on because of a situation that they was in, and it wasn't like. To me, none like or the majority of us, it wasn't a funny thing. This is what he's in a mad situation right now. This is what he's got to do, and you look at them now, bro, and it's like
they're doing it. But you see what's mad? I'll tell you what's mad is there's a difference between a guy who's starting up a business and a guy because with man's face is bait, so that's what made it hard. It's not like oh yeah, man just was an up and coming brother that's just doing this. Like my face was like there, like it was embedded in the scene at the time, front line. So to see someone that you watch, like, because I remember that time it was 5 of us doing our thing. So now it's like the scene's a bit more bigger. So you see a man working that's online, it's not that raw. You know what I mean? It's like sick. Like even for example, Ty Logan was doing his thing. He was working for it. Obviously, by the grace of God, he's managed to quit his job and now we're fully in this thing. But it's like. He was working, and the kind of job that he was doing was mad. But he was having to work, but it wasn't as mad in the sense that people would DM him like, "Oh my gosh, I saw you out there," and they're excited. Whereas back then it was like
it was nasty back then.
Like, bro,
remember back then, there is no accessible way of being that guy. If you're that guy, everyone wants to know how you've become that guy. And if you're honest, you don't know how you've become that guy. But the problem was too, like I said, if I was a lot younger when that happened, I think I would have fucking frazzled. But when all of that's happening for me, I'm like, you're getting to a bit of a maturity state, and man are making money, and it's not alien to make money. So if you don't have money, where I was, you couldn't pretend you had money and try and front. Man would just be like, "That man, I broke, fam." Next, you know, MSN, Poets broke. It's
still, Do you know who could tell the wickedest story about that as well?
Who?
Bashi.
Blood, Bashi.
Man was driving the bus.
He was driving the bus outside my school.
I think he was driving like the 92 bus.
No, it was the one. It was the 114. It was outside my school, bro. I used to go on the bus. I was a fan of Bashi. I used to go on the bus. He would be with his hat like this, hoodie. He would let us just on. But we was like, I was like year 11 or year 10 thinking. And I remember we must have got his MSN somehow. I don't know how. And I've had his MSN. And I remember when I started the New Age Vision, he was the first.
I really want to stop you there. You know?
Yeah.
We found his MSN.
I just found
his MSN. We found his MSN and we found P Money's. I had P Money's number and Bashi's MSN back in year 11. I don't know how I got it, but I remember I used to prank P Money. I hope he doesn't remember this day. Now. I was like, it's Gets' cousin, because then time even gets cousin. It's Gets' cousin. Yeah, we was in school giggling. Yeah, he's like, yeah, Gets' cousin. Yeah, you got beef with our cousin. But it was year 11, so B Money, if you listen, this was over 15 years ago. Please don't come for me. But disclaimer. But obviously, Bashi at the time, I remember we saw him on MSN, and I was like to him, I was like, yo, bro, like man saw you on the bus, bruv. Because at that time he allowed me to design because when that New Vision, when we started, it was a media company, Ender Design. So we designed his MySpace, and shout out to Deary, who's now doing creative. Deary was working for New Age at the time, so we done this thing for Bashi. So that's how I had MSN, whatever. So we talking to MSN. I managed to finesse him to let us do his pick thing, MySpace. Then I've thought we're friends now. Like, I can ask you this. I was like, yo, bro, like you're driving the bus. Please believe he said it's an imposter. Him and his friends rushed him.
Oh, serious?
So I don't know if Bashi remembers saying this, but he goes, "Oh, that's an imposter, blood. We caught him lacking. We rushed him. He's not going to be driving buses again." For a while.
Oh, so at this point he knew I've packed in the bus thing.
I don't know if
when you've asked him about it, now he's got the.
I don't know if he knew. I just think that's what his response was, and I believed it like an idiot because I'm in year 11, 15.
No, but I hear you.
Yeah,
I don't know how much of a Bashi fan I was.
Of course,
even I remember what I messaged him and what he responded. But when Bashi responded back to me, can't see my.
Do you know why you would believe that as well? Do you know why you would believe that? Because of his confidence on the microphone.
Yeah.
So if he's telling you this is what it is, bro, you just gonna believe that. That's what it is.
Man said, man caught the U and we rushed him. Yeah. and he won't be driving buses. 'Cause I think at the time he was probably 19, 21 at the time, which is weird because I saw him as an adult, but like not adult, but like as a big.
I saw him as a big man.
But I'm sure he was like 20 at the time. 20, because even when I was watching them pass out, Tiny was 20, innit?
Yeah.
And Jamie was 21.
1920.
I'm like, what? I thought them lot were
Adults,
30 from adults from when I was watching Pass Out. I didn't know Jamie. I think Jamie was 23. I think in Pass Out, and I think Tiny was 21.
If it's 10 years ago, Jamie was 23. Yeah.
I was like, because I was watching it the other day, I was thinking, raw, like man.
10 years ago from now.
Yeah.
Pass Out
Came out, and Jamie was 23.
How old is he now? I thought he was
He's about
34.
34. So at the time he was 23, which means he was younger than how old I am now. Back then, so Bashi was probably at the time. I'm 20, just turned 28.
Oh, you're lit, bro. You've been doing your thing for a while, you know.
Do you know what? I was thinking the same thing, because when he's saying, like I'm looking at Bashi as an adult. In my head, I'm thinking, but weren't you the same age?
Nah, he's kind of like Chip. Like, if you look at Chip in the equivalent to like the presenting world, then Squeezy could be Chip. Like in terms of
what,
like
Chip's 28, isn't it? 27, 28?
29.
So it's like Chip, probably his whole life outside from college in school. He doesn't even know like how to go to a Westfield equivalent at that time and just live a normal life. That's mad. So you're kind of in the same. I could go Wood Green Shopping Centre and do my thing as a 16-year-old.
Yeah, but you was always popular still, though.
So if it all came to me then at 16, 17, when I think I would have been a fucking coke addict, fam.
That's why
I have to rate you.
And that's why I say
rate Chip. You and Chip.
That's why I rate when Chip took his break. And then obviously came back and flipped the script. You needed that, and that's why I'm saying with my thing, people always think, because people come up to me and say stuff like, "Oh, like you let Michael Dapper and that just did it," and I'm like, "Fam, that's what they want to do," and I'm happy that they want to do that. I don't want to do it. People just think as soon as you come in the game, you want to do that. The fame thing ain't what man came in to do. Man came in to just get an opportunity to be able to change people around me's life or change my own life or my family. I didn't come in saying, "Man, want to be the biggest." I didn't know what I was doing. Remember, I was just starting, like when we was on Link Up, like I said, when you go on the first video of Link Up, you'll see my face there, the first 4 videos, because we had a show called Arnold Meets. We didn't even know what we was doing, bro. We were just going to bigger fish.
You're meeting people, alright?
No,
come on, man.
But that's what I'm saying in the sense that it wasn't like I'm going to do this to become a presenter. Like how, like, see, like Mitch and Mitch and Suave, it was like building up to. I was doing parodies, I was doing presenting, acting. I just whatever at the time I was doing whatever's gonna pay me because there wasn't like a bag somewhere that like Boohoo Man can just give you a deal now. Like nowadays, Boohoo Man will just offer you a big bag and you make a 6-part show. Back in days, it was like, okay, I'm gonna have to host a rave. So you might catch me at uni rave hosting.
Young Fire Build.
Do you remember?
Do you know what I mean?
Me and you went. Let's talk about.
Yes,
let's talk
it's so mad. And you know what's mad? You know what's mad? Because I had my anxiety back then, but I didn't know. I was so shy.
You had anxiety.
I've got that.
Yeah, like, and I was so shy. I was always calling Poet. I don't even know this. I was calling Poet because I was so shook to do it alone.
And I'm coming there like, what?
And I'm half in my peas. I remember one time I was late. Yeah, I don't know if I told about. We was late because of Poet. Yeah, they halved my peas, but I still gave Poet.
Did they half the pea?
They halved my pea, and I said I'm still gonna give him what I need to give him.
I'll give you the half.
No, it's cool, man. But I was like,
give him the jacket.
Yeah, that's what. No.
Love everybody.
It was so mad that I remember we had Birmingham as well.
Cause do you know what?
Jacob Banks was performing that time.
I was gonna say. Jacob Banks was performing.
Some up and coming open mic. He was there with his guitar. We was like, "Who's this you, bro?" Do you
know what's so funny about him? After that, I then see Zion with him, and then now he's on FIFA and World Tour. Banks, you know.
Jacob Banks,
you know.
But yeah, I remember we was going and just tormenting. I remember we just go Wood Green, then we'll drive to.
We tormenting everyone. Me and Squeezy were out here. It was so sick. I proper loved the days back in the day because no one knew what they were doing.
Yeah,
there was hardly any real ego, and I don't know how it is today because I'm not really in it. But I can tell you, back in the day, there was a real genuine connection. Like if you take a look at videos from 10 years ago, like with the 5 things thing you've done today,
bro, man had Maya Jammer in there.
I phoned everyone and said, "Yo, everyone's doing collaborations musically. I don't know if this is gonna work, but let's show man that we got a little scene here." I phoned Maya, Taser Black, everyone, D Cartier before Man, I phoned everyone and said, just come, I phoned everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone I knew, yo, come, I gas this thing.
Yeah.
I ain't seen it since.
30k views, 20k views. Yeah. At the time, was the thing.
That was
on Grime Daily, where it was just for music videos.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. It's like, that's why I was saying earlier.
And
I missed that
angry as well. On Grime Daily, they weren't trying to bust the man them. Really, they weren't trying to bust the man them. It was like Pierre was my manager, so I just got bare Blythe. Right. So I was like, you know what? No, we're bringing the man. Are you man them? We're going on Grime Daily.
It was such a big look to go on Grime Daily.
It was the team. Pierre was on the page and the blood.
What? Yo, man was five things poet hates about. A man's in there just like, yeah, I hate it too. I didn't even know what he was talking about.
I just wanted to bring the man.
I was just like, that man hate what he's talking about, but it was so.
Pierre used to run GRM Daily or Grime Daily as well.
Yeah.
Bro, and when you look on YouTube, there's so many shows that you had the show with the paper stuff on the background, you know, in the bedroom.
Kebab Lads
and Shimpa, Crepticon, all these people. That's a rap. There was all these things. There was so many things online because it was just like, I got this idea. Can we create it? Let's just pattern up man's room and make it into a studio. But all that I didn't know that was a bedroom.
That was my yard. Now that I have, that's the same room that man does the Poe and Vuge podcast.
Okay.
I didn't have money. So man said, you know what, and that's why I done it in the Poem. That's why I done the Poem Vuge podcast there. Because I had to remember how we were doing this early on. I was like, you know what, like I want to enjoy it again. Let's just go back to how I did everything from the start.
But it was so much fun.
It was
now
so
the
sick
scene has just turned. I don't know. The scene has turned too.
Don't say that. We're just old. We just got older, man. I think. Because you know what, the young man, them are loving it.
Yeah, they're having a good time.
Loving it.
They're having a good time, and they're making more money. They're making even more money, bro.
I'm seeing Bear bust down.
Yeah,
I'm on the 179. It's still a bust down.
Bro, there's a lot of bust down. Like everyone is like, man are charging 15 racks to do. Like, we see
man.
Go on. Man's got the rollie dead there, man.
Market. Took out beer from the back. £50 dog.
What was I gonna say? Just lastly, though. Yeah, bruv. Anyway, yeah, you've been in the game for a minute, bruv. Seriously,
10 plus years, bro.
But yeah, it's good to see. Like, obviously, you got yourself up off the street and that, and you was talking about doing the Kojo thing as well.
Yeah. Big up.
I'm sorry, Chuckie. That was me. I distracted.
No. That was good. That was sick.
Big up Kojo, man. Because obviously, man done that film. That was probably the lowest period because it was like man's in a movie, but things are still going mad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like man's in actually a movie that's coming out in cinema, and I'm just like, but it was good because I was like, man's playing a homeless guy and I'm homeless. It was just so funny, bro.
Yeah, the irony.
Like, and that's the irony. Everyone said I smashed the role, and I smashed the role. I believe I genuinely smashed the role. But only thing I will say is, one thing I'd say is, bro, the whole pioneer stuff. One thing I'd say, I beg people to stop saying that because, bruv, it makes me sound like I'm old. Two, it makes me sound like I'm older. But it makes me sound like I'm old. Makes me sound like man's fell off. Like, you know that he's like, he's a pioneer, man. Yeah, he's like, but sit down now.
No, you should rep that, man.
No, you know what? You know what? Do you know why you should rep that? You see why I rep this jacket, dog? You not like it, but no one has it. You see the pioneer thing? Not many man can say that.
No,
so if that means that's one of the few things that you can say and no one else can say, dog, you rep that like I rep.
And do you know why? Yeah, do you know why I think that you should try to own it? Yeah, is because the way that you think that it sounds is a lot of it is you have a point, but a lot of that is just playing around in your own head. You're young, bro. Yeah, like you're still a young guy. There's still loads to do, fam. You're 28 years old.
Do you know who still makes money right now? Little Duval. And we're all younger than Little Duval. He's my real idol. I want to be Little Duval. That's my idol.
I respect it in the sense that I'm like, sometimes I'm like, oh, raw, like man actually is a part of a group of people that helped build a thing. But then sometimes I'm like, blood, I wish I had just started now. Because sometimes taking the bullets, man had to take the bullets, bruv. And certain bullets that you take, it's like, especially musically, taking bullets is better because like gigs took bullets, but you can still jump in there because music is always, it's as big, more bigger than anything because music is like a feel good. It makes you feel, you know what I mean, whether it's good or bad or whatever. Comedy and thing is a subjective type of vibe because you have to be in a mood to watch comedy. You get what I mean? You have to be in a mood to want to sit down and watch a podcast for an
Bro,
hour.
you say all of this, but look at the comedy scene. Bro, have you seen?
The comedy scene is as
Have
big
you
as
seen
think,
Mo the
though.
Comedian's tour dates?
Yeah, I hear that.
No. Wait,
Yeah.
1 second. Have you? Let's have a just 1 minute conversation about this.
Yeah.
Have you seen Mo the Comedian's tour dates? Have you actually picked
Before
it?
or after coronavirus? Because right now,
Oh shit!
Get me out of it now.
Poet. I was like, you know that there's certain things. You see, like Poet does. See, Poet, he does things, and he's like, listen.
joking. Hey, Mo's
He's like-
killing it. We all know that.
Poet's like, cancel
So's
me if you want.
coronavirus.
But you see, like, don't bring us with you, my bro, because Poet
We're
is
not
like,
getting
Poet's cancel
cancelled.
free. So he can say things and just get away with them.
None of us.
Then
We're
you see
all here
UK
for
gossip,
love.
they're gonna say, other than Chuckie, and these are
They
Poets
did.
talking.
Nah, do you know
UK
what?
gossip say that. Chuckie and
runs that-
Arnold
who
paid
runs
me
that
to say
page?
it.
Listen, his thing is in October though.
Who runs that page?
Who's what?
UK Gossip.
I
have
don't
no
know,
idea.
but I love them.
But,
A UK gossip and
and I
Shade
will
Borough, man.
forever love
I big them up, man. They're
gonna check it
they're
now.
helping build the scene as much
Yeah.
as people might not like.
They help build it.
They help build it. Like they're doing what the Shade.
Nah, he
Room-
should be all right. He's in October,
He's
but
all
he's
right.
doing.
Well, who told you about by October coronavirus will be done?
Alright,
You
we're
say
gonna-
like you have a date.
We're gonna get onto that. We'll get onto that. We'll
No,
get
no,
onto
it's
that later
October.
on.
It'll be fine.
We'll get onto that later. But
Schedule's
I just wanted
gone.
to say this. I just wanted to say this because we're talking about the comedy thing. Yeah, Mo the Comedian is doing Hammersmith Apollo
Yeah.
6 times, and 4 of them have sold out, and 2 of them say last tickets released.
No facts. What you're saying is facts, but that's
that
not.
is how much people seated is that? That's 3,002.
That's about.
Pause that. But Chuckie, let's just pause that. On the build up to this, he's done 2 series of the Big Nasty Show on Channel 4, his own show, a fucking Netflix special, and just to throw the cherry on the icing, let's do a fucking
And
tour.
before
He's lit!
fam, and before all of that, he toured couple of cans for about 4 years.
Yeah. Couple of cans.
He's just going mad.
I was thinking, when's that tour gonna
Just
done?
going mad.
You know, like I was thinking, am I bugging out? Is the tour still happening?
Cuz
I remember 3 years later, the tour.
That's not O2.
What's that?
that's what he's done.
That's how many he's doing.
So he's doing the O2.
doing-
So in my eyes, Mo's done the O2. It doesn't matter.
You know what it is?
Mo's
You know
done
what
the O2.
you know what it is?
There's no rules.
You know what it is? What I'm gonna be rude with you and say. That's a comedian, not the comedy scene. The music scene is a more people are thriving. The comedy scene is selective people like.
But do you know,
and everyone's getting called a comedian.
Honestly though, imagine this: our perception of what we believe is only because of who we are.
Yeah.
If you was a musician, you might think differently. So all I will say is, I'm with Chuckie, I'm with you, but like I just think you being a pioneer and saying that gives you something a lot of people don't have. That's a story. Like you can say from 16, so from college, when most brothers when we're in college, we kind of busting this in our 20s. From 16, you've been Arnold Jorge publicly, and everyone's known you. And you're still saying, and you haven't topped yourself like half the people in the commercial world. You're my brother, fam. I rate
Bro,
you, fam.
yeah, man.
Highly,
Seriously?
fam. The mental strength, everything.
Seriously,
It's Arnold
you know what? I
Jorge
know
and
that you
Chip,
feel
my
because
brothers.
I do want to close this up in a piece here, but I know that obviously you've had it's not been it's not been easy for you.
100%.
And I know like privately you've had a lot of things going on or whatnot, yeah. But you know what? It's good to see that you've bounced back. You know what I mean? And that like you're out here working and doing things again. Do you get what I'm saying?
100%.
You're still a young guy, bro.
That's like
When you've been in the game for a long time, it can feel like you're old.
Yeah,
It can feel like that,
it
innit?
does.
But sometimes you actually just have to take a step back and put things into perspective,
Yeah, 100.
because that will be easier for you in the long run. If you
yeah.
don't do that, then it's going to be harder for you, just because there'll be a lot of things just playing around in your head that don't exist.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah, facts.
And Chuckie, do you know what? I don't know how you feel, but do you know when I got lost in this whole thing? When I just didn't know what was my role. I didn't know where I played my part. I'm looking at all the new people, they're the new people. I'm looking at the vets and they're the vets. And then there's this awkward place that I think I'm in. I wouldn't say Chuckie's in. Chuckie's like, Chuckie's embedded, or maybe Chuckie's in it as well. Is that middle part. Where you're not really a vet, you're not really a new person, so you just don't know where you are.
You can't discredit your team, bruv, because...
No, but I'm just saying in general, people are like that, and that's still got a story in it. So the role you play is the place where you are, and you just continue to play that role. So it's like wherever you are, fam. If it means you're a pioneer now, fam, own that, man. I think it's a beautiful thing to be, fam. And I realised, and I gotta apologise. You sent me a message the other day, yeah, and I didn't read it because I didn't know how to respond, fam. Donnie said to me like he put it in writing, like, fam, we should reconnect. Like, we've known each other for years, and
100, man.
and when I read it, it hit me like Squeezy, like from the start of this thing, really working in this field, I've known you longer than I haven't known you.
100%. Because that's what I said to Chuckie earlier. That's what I said to Chuckie earlier, man. Because I was like, love you, my bro. That's what I said to Chuckie earlier. Because I was like, I miss those days, man. When man could just call Paul and Paul would just call me and say, yo, come Shoreditch, man's filming something. Like, man, I don't even know, bro. There's no treatment. There's no script.
Nothing.
I just come short, bro. We just turn up.
There was no cameraman one time.
Bro, we just there, blood. We just go and we get it in. And it's like, I miss those days. And I think when the scene gets back there, I feel like, obviously I got my series coming out, all of that stuff. Yeah, I'm bad at promoting now because I'm just so out of it. But I'm glad. I feel like once the scene gets back to how I feel like it was before, I'll be more than happy to be putting out content every so often.
Do what I did. So I realised things change.
Yeah.
So I went back to I want to do.
That's what I've
And
done.
if that's what I will phone Chuckie at 4 a.m. in the morning with something to say because that's the life I'm living now. And if Chuckie doesn't want to answer, it's up to him. But Chuckie knows I will phone him up for it. So now I'm just doing what I want and there's no disrespect behind it. And it just puts you in a mind state where everything you do, it's just the way you do
and
it.
then and making money on top of it is a plus because you're like, oh, I can make money from just like I'm at the place now where I'm like, I got an idea, create it, go pitch it. If it gets picked up, it's like this is just an idea that man had in man's bedroom, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Like this is an idea. Like A Squeezy is an idea that I came up with on the phone to Digital Dan on my nephew's bunk bed. Do you know the ones there? Like I sat in my nephew's bunk bed and was on the phone Digital Dan who was persuading me to do this A Squeezy character, and I was like, okay, cool, let's do this. And then and it's like raw, like man's able to we're at that level. And I'm just happy to do that because my thing is like, bro, because obviously me being a God-fearing man as well, I always say that I always put God before the industry. Before I was putting the industry before God, innit? You know what I mean? I'm more chasing that. But I'm just like, I believe in a certain thing. So I'm like, if you want, like my thing is what I say to my supporters, because a lot of my supporters come to my church. I always say to them like, you know, when I was starting, they would come just to, you know, see one of my supporters. I met a supporter when I was out and they've been in church, you know, for a few weeks now, you know what I mean, chilling. And I always say to people, if you want to see more A Squeezy, come to church, bro. I'm always performing there. I'm always rapping, always acting, do you know what I mean?
That's
like,
lit.
I'm calm. We could come true, bro. Do you know what I mean? Come true, bro. Thamesmead was there, I'd be wood, man. That's how I look at it, like that. What you're saying, I do what I want, and then underneath it, this is just my job now. It's like me clocking in to go work at Tesco's, for example. This is just my job. I go to work and after, because I was listening. I'm not on that level, but I was listening to someone and they said Ricky Gervais doesn't work after 4:30. Every time he's on set, he goes, producers and directors love it because they get to finish early, but after 4:30 he doesn't work. 9 to 5, literally does a normal time. He says, and that's Ricky Gervais. He can do that.
Yeah, of
but
course.
he's not filming after 9 unless obviously he has to.
Yeah,
he's not filming after 4. He's like, bro, I gotta go home.
Do you know so mad? Do you know why I say I phoned Chuckie at 4 o'clock? Because I just might have an idea. And I respect Ricky, but big man may have my thing. And I love this thing, dog. It's my life. I will phone Chuckie at 5 a.m.
But